Good morning on Tuesday, September 27th. Roger and Ben are both not with us anymore because they decided to stay home today.
They're not with us
So
anymore.
welcome to another edition of the 359 podcast with Alfred Ng and Michael Sorrentino. Good morning, fellas.
Good morning. I now kind of want to cry as if they're gone, but they're fine.
I'm hoping that they're listening and now they're ticked.
Good morning.
It is definitely a good morning. Glad to be here. The real A team is on now. So we've got a great show for you guys today. If you watched the presidential debate from last night, you're in for a real treat. And big happy birthday to Google, but I guess apparently it doesn't know when its birthday is. So we're gonna find out today.
Do a little scoop, a little snoop.
Looking around, it's the big mystery.
Alrighty.
You can also Google when Google's birthday is, but I don't think anyone there has done that yet.
It is Google, so maybe they just whenever the hell they feel like it.
Yeah, maybe Tuesday's just the better day for them for some reason, not Friday like most people.
Yeah, probably. All right, shall we get this underway?
Yep.
Let's record a podcast, and we'll be back to join you all in the chats. We want to know what you think of the memes, what you think of the new OS, and we'll be back in exactly 3 minutes and 59 seconds from 3, 2.
Welcome to the 359, where we talk about the top tech news of the day and all the other crap you want to throw in. I'm Alfred Ng.
And I'm Mike Sorrentino.
Did you watch the presidential debate on Monday night? An estimated 112 million people did. The political showdown between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump set social media ablaze with memes, mentions, and fact-checked articles. Both Clinton and Trump's names alone were getting a combined 3 million total mentions, and that's just on Twitter. So were you following along on social media?
Yeah, I was watching on TV on a plane ride home last night, and it was just as great as watching a wrestling match because there was just lots and lots of argue. And that's all, to me.
So did you have any favorite moments from it or any favorite kind of memes that were popping up? There was the 400-pound hacker that Donald Trump said was from Russia. The cyber, which is, I guess, his term for what the internet is now. His tweet denying climate change, and of course his sniffles throughout the night.
Sniffles is the only thing I remember, to be honest. It's just every couple of minutes, if that even came out on the microphone. No, so much sniffling.
What if we did the entire podcast just like that?
Oh gosh, I think we'd lose everybody because they'd be breathing. All they hear is breathing.
Well,
or we change the name to Fresh Air.
Well,
that's another thing entirely. I'm sorry.
So shifting from that, Andromeda. Google is rumored to combine its Android mobile OS with its Chrome OS under the new name Andromeda, which could potentially be on a new Pixel laptop and a Nexus tablet. What do you think of that? Do you think they should have stayed apart, or do you think they're better together?
Let's count how many Google OSs they have. There's Android, Android Wear, Chrome OS, Android. Chrome OS and Android seem to be merging more and more every day. Android apps are coming to Chromebooks eventually. It sort of makes sense, I think, that they're going to combine eventually. It's just been more of a matter of when, not so much will they.
I mean, do you think that, people would be annoyed from the different features, though, or do you think it's better that, we just combine them now?
If they could find a way to sort of bridge it over, people might not even notice. They might just think, oh, cheap laptop, and it runs my web browser and my apps. I'm good.
How similar already are Android and Chrome OS?
Chrome OS is just like having the Chrome browser on your computer, and that's it. You could look up your websites, you could check out apps, and then Android is more the phone experience. So ideally, if they were to merge it over, it would be kind of more like having those Android apps natively on the computer Chromebook, as if it were computer programs.
I'm personally looking forward to it. I think, it's about time they have a unified, system or network, with across all its devices.
It'd be nice to buy an app. It's somewhat a bridge from that. It'd be nice to buy an app and it would just run on everything that I happen to be using, not buy this game on Steam and this game again on Google Play, and then one more on iOS if I have an iPad. One thing would be easier. And
speaking of Google, when is its actual birthday? Google Doodle, if you noticed it today, is celebrating its 18th birthday, but it's never been on September 15th when the google.com register was domained, and it's also never been on September 4th when, Google was incorporated as a company. So I guess the question is, when is Google's real birthday? Because it's been on September 27th, which is today. It's been on September 26th in the past. And in previous years, it's been on September 7th and September 8th.
But they're 18, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that part is accurate.
Yeah.
So Google can vote, maybe. And in 3 more years, maybe they'll drink in their Doodle in America. In the rest of the world, the Google will be legal, I presume.
Yeah. Well, that's our show. Thanks for listening. You can check us out on iTunes. What else have we got there?
Stitcher.
Do you want to just go?
iTunes, Stitcher, Feedly, TuneIn, and oh man, now even I forgot it.
It's not Slack Radio. We talked about this yesterday.
And YouTube for a longer version.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Either way, let's wrap it up.
All right. Thanks for listening. I'm Alfred Ng.
I'm Mike Sorrentino.
And we will delve into the chat shortly, but I just kind of want to go back onto the Google Doodle thing. They really can do whatever they want. I don't know, like, can we really even criticize them? Because they'll just be like, okay, fine, no internet for
You
anybody.
can't just decide when your birthday is. It's just, I mean, you can do it on Facebook. You can change your birthday whenever and then just reap in all the happy birthday posts. But, that's your Facebook. That's your personal choice. But you can't just tell people, hey, it's my birthday today when it's not. That's weird.
It's marketing, though. Like, maybe for some reason they feel like Tuesday will be the day, yet they're choosing to bury their birthday underneath the morning after the debates, which is an odd decision.
I mean, let's be honest. If Google made some big splash following the debate, they'd probably still lead the news.
Well, yeah, everyone's going to go on their website regardless.
Yeah.
I just want to know when its real birthday is. Where's the Google birth certificate?
The Google birth certificate.
Long for.
Google birther.
I mean, if you think about it, though, with the way the internet was in the early 90s, there probably is no real birthday either, because it probably took weeks to sort of even get their server launched, and maybe they don't even consider server launch day as the day at which Google was born.
Yeah, but if they're picking a day, though, if they're going to pick September 27th, they could at least stick to that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, it was September, like 26th last year? Hold on, when was the date on it?
Honestly,
My birthday is
idea.
October 24th, just saying.
Does anybody actually celebrate their birthday on the actual day, though? I mean, usually you're like, oh, no, there's better specials at the bar. At
Well, yeah.
Yeah, for humans, it's mostly like rounded out to the better day of the week.
So
to
maybe
get with
maybe
friends.
that's it. They're picking the better day to
So
celebrate
they pick
it.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's helpful. Where did everybody watch the debate last night? I did the YouTube stream, and it was iffy. I had a lot of connection problems and hiccup problems. Granted, I was trying to Chromecast it to my TV, but there was a lot of bouncing around, a lot of lag. And what the heck was going on with the audio? Did anyone else experience that?
What stream were you watching it on, though? Like, what YouTube channel?
The NBC.
Oh, the
YouTube,
NBC one.
News. All I know is like every couple of minutes, like the audio would spike and dip, like a full 6 decibels, and it was just very, very distracting to me coming from like a production background. So when it's jumping around like that, I'm just criticizing the sound guy. I'm not even paying attention to
That's
to
interesting.
the issues.
I was watching it on a plane last night, so I thought that was just my static from using I was flying Southwest, and I was just using whatever way they allow TV through the free Wi-Fi
Right.
network. And so I thought that would just be a static thing. But like if that was experienced on other platforms, that's like interesting.
I was watching it on 2 platforms, so I had it up on my laptop on mute because it's about 15 to 45 seconds behind what's on TV. And then I had the audio on that because I was waiting for any time there was a good moment or a good quote that came from it. Mm-hmm. I could pop it up on my laptop and I could unmute it so that I could get either the video clip or be able to get a screenshot from it and then tweet it out.
Yep.
So I wasn't really listening on my laptop stream, but as far as audio from my TV stream, it was perfectly fine.
Like it never completely fell out, but it was just very distracting how much it would change in range. And it was like, oh no, there's something wrong with Trump's mic or something like that. It was just all over the place.
It is frustrating though that the streams online are a bit behind because you can tell, what streams people are watching just based off of like when they're tweeting out a moment.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Leonard in our chat said he watched on Twitter and he found it perfect. I tried Twitter for a little bit. Only I started running out of data on my personal data plan, so I had to stop immediately. But it did play pretty quickly. I just had a hard time figuring out where I typed in search for debate, and then it came up under Bloomberg. but I didn't really know where exactly to find the stream.
Well, usually when they do streams like that, you find it in the Moments tab.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what they did with the football game last week, 2 weeks ago. I forget already. But that's where you find stuff like that. They'll promote the hell out of it right in the front instead of like invading your personal space, which I actually think is kind of nice on Twitter's behalf and from an organizational standpoint. Facebook, I had a hard time tracking it down because they don't have anything dedicated like that. I was kind of waiting for it to be advertised to me, and it didn't happen. So that's why I defaulted to YouTube. You just go to the live page on there, and of course there's like a zillion options at the top, from all the legit ones to the less legit ones.
Yeah, interestingly enough, if you actually went on Donald Trump's website, he had a live stream of the debate on it. It did not go to a legitimate stream.
No, really?
It did not.
That sounded more sarcastic than I intended it to be. Where did he pick it up from?
It wasn't any of the major channels. I can find it again in a bit, but it was like right wing something media or something like that. I gotta find it now.
So a constituent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty
Well,
much.
Fair enough. I don't know. I fought it up and down for a little while, but eventually I got NBC News to work out for me. But I know PBS carried it as well, ABC. All in all, I thought it was well produced outside of the audio issues. I did kind of sympathize for poor Lester, though.
I wonder if
I did not envy him last night.
It's a tough job, and then
It
they
was a
tell him
very
he
tough job.
can't fact check live
Right.
either. Which okay, cool. I'm just gonna sit here and accept this then.
But NPR was fact-checking
Yes,
live.
everyone
which I actually
was
thought was a really cool feature on the site, though. Did anyone else see that?
What did they had a fact check live?
Somebody was live transcribing every speech, and then they'd go and then annotate it in real time.
and the article.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw
Bloomberg
that. It's
Bloomberg
great.
was live.
Did they do it too?
Fact checking too, and they announced that they were doing it on the Twitter stream.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it on the Twitter stream, so I don't know if they did or not, but they said they were going to.
See, in the realm of like cool stuff that technology can actually better, I'm all in favor of stuff like that.
Oh, for
No
sure.
matter what your side, what your perspective is, that is a great thing to see and happening in real time like that, because you can never get that in a traditional television broadcast setting, maybe barely in a radio setting, but definitely with the incorporation of multimedia, tech, and text. More importantly, that was really cool to see.
I
was very
saw
excited about that.
screenshots of another live stream where it'd basically be approval ratings of the candidates like in real time as they're talking.
Really?
Yeah,
What were they measuring that against, though? Were people like in an online poll scenario?
I'd only seen a screenshot of it like on Twitter. There was so much content going through Twitter yesterday that it was just it was almost impossible to keep up. I had to put a filter on it that like unless it got more than 20 favorites, like I wouldn't see it. Favorites, what am I saying? Likes.
Likes, yeah.
Yeah. Was that
I am surprised that there wasn't any. I feel like candidates are becoming GIF trained or GIF trained, but there wasn't really any moment I felt like was really motion based that could create a GIF meme. Plenty of words and sounds, obviously, but not like I would have maybe someone like dancing around. Even like Bernie Sanders would pull off like quick like here's some quick thing on the podium that he did that became a motionable thing. And I don't know. I guess I'm kind of looking for that now because that's sort of what world we're in now.
Is that where we've gone, though? Like, we used to be you shoot to be quotable. Now you're memeable or gifable.
Yeah, I mean,
GIFable, whatever.
Drake did it.
I mean, the Donald Trump campaign bought that a filter yesterday.
Yeah.
Advertising hit the debate last night, and there's probably just more and more like people just buying wherever the eyes are at the moment.
Yeah, one of the interesting things that I had seen on Snapchat last night was everyone was doing the face filters on their TV screens of the debates.
Yeah, yeah.
You'd see Donald Trump and Hillary with the dog nose filters.
Why? Oh, God, why? And surprised we didn't see the entire Hofstra auditorium turn around for a selfie.
I had seen several tweets yesterday from like reporters that were there at the scene. Just a lot of people yelling about Harambe there. So this is a very meme-heavy election.
We're in a very meme-heavy world. Yes, it's fun, but sometimes you got to take it a little more seriously.
Imagine
Maybe.
Just a little.
And those reporters are potentially paying. I remember it was a story yesterday or something.
Oh,
like
the
that.
Wi-Fi.
That there's
thing?
$200 to be on the Wi-Fi at all per reporter.
Yeah, I still have to confirm that with some people that I knew that were there.
Okay.
But I had seen screenshots also of it. That's why it's so absurd. And then apparently they were also cutting down on reporters that had their own personal hotspots. Kind of pay us to use our Wi-Fi. It was just,
That seems unnecessary.
yeah. $200 for a night of Wi-Fi is a little bit ridiculous too. I honestly would rather just file from my phone if that was the case.
Let's go to the elephant in the room, the 400-pound hacker shot that he took at every single potential member of geek culture. That was hurtful, Donald.
He was also
that was hurtful.
He was also in his bed. The
Right.
hacker was supposed, because they also can't get out of their beds either.
In their mom's basement, right? Because we're all just and it solicits images from that the World of Warcraft player from South Park. I saw that meme flying everywhere, like within seconds.
I went with Graham, the guy who's designed to survive car crashes from Australia.
Yeah. Oh,
The blockhead dude with like 8 different like nipples. Like that's what I went with. That's my vision of the hacker.
yeah, that sounds about right. Well, maybe we'll get away from that. We're not trying to shove politics down anyone's throat, but it was a big monumental event to experience, and seeing how it gets incorporated into multimedia, social media.
And 2 to go. Yay.
Yeah.
Well,
Buckle up.
I don't think the vice presidential one will be that big though. I mean, it's Mike Pence and Tim Kaine, so not that memeable.
Well, yet.
But there's-
This could be a whole new era.
And then one more. There'll at least be one more Donald Trump Hillary one.
Yeah, that
That's-
one.
Yeah, no, the VPs, it might be a little sleepy, to be honest. We'll see.
Before we let everyone go, let's delve a little deeper into the OS hybrid. Alfred, could you enlighten us a little bit more? Some people are interested about it in the chat.
Well, it's still all rumors right now, but I mean they'd been talking about the Andromeda OS for some time now, and rumors had been swirling for a while. This is just kind of the most concrete that we've gotten as far as the Android Chrome OS hybrid. I did see a question earlier wondering if it would be replacing it. I think for their future devices, they most likely will be. I think, your device that you have on you right now is going to be fine. But I also believe that it's more so headed toward, its tablets and, Chromebooks. I think phones might not be affected as much from Andromeda.
I think it's kind of like that situation when they had a few years ago when there was Android Honeycomb meant for tablets only.
Yeah.
And then Android Ice Cream Sandwich was then from that point on phones and tablets. I think they're going to slowly just sort of transition it in. And I think like beginning with the Chromebooks that will allow Android apps under the existing Chrome OS. And then they'll take the step further and it'll just be one thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they're going to be talking about it at their October 4th media event, but I think that one is more specifically for their new phones, Google Home, and Chromecast.
Yeah.
So you can expect more news about this closer to its release around the end of 2017, though.
I'm definitely interested. Like, this could be a new opportunity for Google to get into this market a little more strongly, being that it could be argued one way or another that Apple may have slipped up with their latest release. Not bad, just disclaiming, but I mean, I'm personally interested, especially in this new alleged Google phone. And if this really kind of becomes an all-encompassing thing, they might buy me out.
I've always wanted, just a unified ecosystem. I mean, Apple does it pretty well with its OS and iOS, compatibility, but Android's been missing that for some time. But I mean, you can make the argument that, you didn't really need it on your laptop either way because it's connected to all your Google accounts. Mm-hmm. So, I do something on my calendar here. I would use Calendar on Google either way.
Right.
And, Gmail, just everything within the Google ecosystem is already connected, but now they're adding an OS element to it, which I'm looking forward to seeing.
And I personally like the way Chrome performs better than an Apple TV. And that's a very personal experience. So put this all under the same hood.
I've actually never used Apple TV, but I am very satisfied with my Chromecast. And I can compare it, I guess, with my Roku. So
Right.
Yeah.
Scott in the chat says, I think it will be similar to how Windows 10 mobile and PC, he hopes.
I think that's a good hope. I don't know how similar it would be, but
That's a fair assumption, I think.
Yeah, if it could flip, like have maybe more of a desktop style thing, or if they know there's a keyboard attached, or flip into tablet mode when there's no keyboard anymore. Because there's definitely different screen displays that work when you're using a typing machine versus a touch-only machine versus tiny phone touch-only machine.
It definitely is a bit weird that now that Windows 10 is kind of leading, the market on this kind of thing, and Android is the one that, or at least Google is the one that needs to follow on it.
I mean, Google's owned their own semblance of everybody's soul for a time being, and this is a part where they have been weaker. They've more or less floundered. So this would be interesting to see them kind of take advantage of some weak points in the other markets.
And then the next thing I'd just wonder is, not even tech related at all, just what suite would they code name maybe this minor update with? Maybe they just call it birthday cake since they're not celebrating it otherwise.
If they don't even know when their birthday is, they're not going to get a cake. That's probably a good place to leave it off. We'll wrap it up for today.
Yep.
Alrighty. Alfred, let's say goodbye.
All right. Thanks for watching.
Bye.